Hi, everybody. Adam Plisick, CEO of Upskilly over here with a couple of quick updates in our newsletter. Two things I want to draw your attention to today. So let's go ahead and hop over and share this screen and figure out a little bit about how headers and footers are now coming with trackable Upskilly URLs. Welcome, and now let me introduce you to Lorenzo Boone's Gold Pyramid Screen and Stage Productions. Now, this is just one of the many folks that are coming around and actually hiring their own AI guide. But when they hire an AI guide, the usual places we see them are maybe the bottom right-hand corner of our website or maybe in the AI search. And certainly Lorenzo and his team over here are thinking about QR codes, but sometimes we even put URLs in the bottom of our emails. And that's great because it pulls up a 24/7, 365 AI guide that speaks every and all languages about the real-time and near-time events of places like Gold Pyramid. But the reality of it is it can sometimes feel a little distracting relative to our core homepage. So let's go ahead and show you exactly how you can add a header and a footer to your AI guide pop-up. We're going to start by heading over to the Gold Pyramid Upskilly instance. And as we scroll down, we can see lots of contributions from some of our wonderful Carnegie Mellon interns here that are working with Lorenzo, as well as Lorenzo himself in here, making sure we can all find key questions and answers. Now, what Lorenzo would also tell you is that inside of his AI agents, where we go to the customize section, there's a number of opportunities to put these trackable URLs in the email signature of key employees, including Lorenzo himself. But the challenge is when I go ahead and I grab our new URL, it can be a little jarring for those of us that were expecting a more traditional web page, even though we still have our ability to engage our AI guide in the entry point up here and to the left. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to now add a header and a footer to this. So I'm going to head over. I'm going to scroll down in my AI agent and customize sections to go the whole way down here where it says header and footer. Now, you're going to notice that when you originally do this, you might have to click the sync from the website in order to fill the header and the footer. This simply grabs the key URLs, whether they're social handles or kind of key links across your website, and begins to think about how we can put them above as a header and below as a footer so that when somebody loads our standalone page, in this case, our Chat with Awakening, their Upskilly guide, it feels a little bit more natural and doesn't disconnect them from the core website. So I'm going to go ahead and click sync for my website and click save changes. You'll notice I've already pulled the header and footer that I generated here. But none of that's going to show up unless I click on the show header and show footer moment. So now we're going to see key links that are appearing on the top and key links on the bottom. When I click save change, I head right back to Awakening and I go ahead and hit refresh. We now notice that the starting point for my chat includes Golden Pyramid Productions, a place where I can go quickly back to their homepage. But it also has things like the productions themselves, in this case, the Awakening. It has areas to go and evaluate sponsorship and, of course, donations. Now, these are, of course, 100% owned and operated URLs by Gold Pyramid. We don't create any pages or content that's otherwise not hosted on the direct site. But now, anytime somebody loads a Upskilly URL, when you have header and footer enabled, footer being, of course, the very bottom here around contact, and, of course, our homegrown favorite here, donate, it will allow you to seamlessly create a relationship between that URL that opens maybe one of your social handles or your email, and of course your core website itself. Now, this is wonderful for places to go Gold Pyramid, but we're also going to notice it in places, let's say, like the zoo, where we can also bring in branded artifacts like the logo, as well as key URLs. This is also critically important if you're going to be doing marketing via things like newsletters or go ahead and other types of digital or electronic communication where someone might open up a URL to answer questions, in the zoo's case, maybe around a specific animal they want to support or a unique event that's coming up, but not lose the ability to immediately go right into the core URLs like we see here for Plan Your Visit, checking out our wonderful animals around the corner, experiences, and so on and so forth. You're also going to notice at the bottom that it's going to pull a variety of key elements here, including things like social media channels, which would help us get right to our cool and rich media here for places like the zoo. So this is a little bit about how we see the header and footer. This is just one step in the direction of us allowing there to be default conversation forward websites. Now, the other thing that we wanted to show you here was a walk in the wild side inside around the idea of testimonial management. So I'm going to go ahead and find my way back. And now we're going to be looking at is an account that is from one of our most strategic partners in the region, the people that we launched morepowertogether.org with, which is the Forbes Funds, who also has the Greater Pittsburgh Nonprofit Partnership, or GPNP, with them. Now, what we quickly want to show you here is a number of testimonials that in this case, the Forbes Funds and GPNP has already gathered. But not always have I been able to keep track of who I've sent an invite to and who I have not. And that's why if you notice there's something new here called Testimonial Manager. It has one for bulk or for individual, and it allows you to actually see a variety of invites of who we went to, their current status, and then if they've submitted, what type of actual testimonial there is, and of course, what their permission level was. If I wanted to grab any of the individual URLs, I could just do that and paste them here and see exactly what they would look like. Now, you're also going to notice that inside of our testimonials, if I go back to the individual dashboard, there's also the ability to have sets of testimonials. What's cool about the sets of testimonials, like this group of testimonials that was put together for the OpenAI grant that the Forbes Funds and GPNP won recently for their AI cohorts, it's kind of all assembled here. This set I can launch. And now you're going to notice a variety of color branded testimonials, some really interesting works, and some ability to load more and more along your journey. These allow for a slightly more branded experience and a slightly more modern way of presenting things like video testimonials, or of course, everything and anything related to written, text, or audio. Okay, hope this helps. If you have any questions or feedback, please let us know. Thanks so much. Take care.